How's it going, Arcade1up fans? Brian's back here again. It's been a super long time since I've done a video on all my cosmetic mods. Still nowhere near ready to finish up my other cosmetic mods or do videos on my other cabinets, as they are sitting in the basement in storage at the moment in my new house. But I have been having my pinball machine running since I've moved in, practically almost a year ago now. And in this video, I wanted to tell those of you that's using the INTEC mod, where you can use the Nintendo Switch to play your pinball games if your PCB died or your monitor died. And I've been wanting to put a 32-inch screen in my cabinet. I'm not ready to do a PC build yet. That's a lot of work, a lot of money. That'll be later on down the road. But this video is showing you that if you want to install a 32-inch screen or a 27-inch screen, you have the capability to do that even with the INTEC mod. What you're seeing right now, I just have a Vizio TV set up here showing the screen, and it works. And I'm just going to show you quick on what I did here. At first I thought this mod wouldn't happen. I talked to INTEC a couple months back, actually, asking them if they know it worked. They weren't quite sure. They looked into it. They did get back to me, which is pretty nice, saying it could work, it might not work. They weren't exactly sure. We're still going to look into it. But I didn't try it for a while. I've been buying a couple monitors. I did buy the LG 32-inch monitor everyone used for the mods when they're doing the pinner mod, where you can put the 32-inch, no problem, using an LVDS board, which I also have. I just never got around to that either because my PCB never died on this. I was waiting for this pinball machine to die out completely, and it did when I moved in. I finally brought my cabinets over this past August. It ran for like 2 weeks and then dead. So I put the Switch mod in like in October or something. Finally got around to that with the INTEC mod that I had sitting around for a while. And that works really awesome. The solenoids are off a little bit. They work perfect for the Zachariah games, like perfect. The solenoids work great. But everything else, they're all over the place, so I turned them off for Pinball FX, Pinball FX X3, Stern Pinball. They're just not really in sync. I'm hoping INTEC could maybe send an update or something using USB, because on the back of their control panel here, there is a USB connection underneath. It would be nice to have an update if they can go back in and fix the solenoids possibly to get them working in sync with the game. So back to the monitor. I bought the 32-inch monitor when used. They had to decase it, take the plastic stuff off, take the casing off. It seemed like a lot of work. That's why I never really went for it. I bought the monitor, but it was like, I'll get to it one day. But I've been buying, this is my second monitor I bought here. This is a ViewSonic 2K 31.5 monitor, and it's literally off by like less than a quarter of an inch, where it could fit in the cabinet without decasing it at all. But unfortunately, just this area right here, it's just a little too long for the height, where I still would have to remove possibly this strip here and take off the casing. And I don't really know about this monitor. I might not bother, because if I had to decase, I might as well just keep the one I already bought, the LG, and just decase that and save some money and return this one. I was trying to find a monitor where I wouldn't have to decase at all. I think there is probably still one out there, just trial and error. I just don't feel like buying more and returning them. But this one was super close. So you can see how thin it is. But there is a spot, the back end here. I think you can see where all the components are and the connections. That sticks out quite a bit, and the monitor probably won't lay in as flat like the LG version would. So this actually might not be good. I'd rather have it sit down lower in the cabinet instead of being closer to the glass. But I also bought a Samsung 4K monitor at the time and realized it wasn't an IPS monitor, and it was too wide to fit anyway. And I didn't feel like decasing that one after I found out it wasn't an IPS. So I'll be returning this monitor as well, I guess. But let me show you how I got this running. For anybody that does have the INTEC Arcade1up pinball running, if you want to upgrade your screen from the 24-inch to a 32-inch or 27-inch, this is all you gotta do. So inside here, I'll make sure your machine's all off, make sure that no power is going to it. I unplugged the cable that's connected to the monitor, the stock monitor, which was connected onto here. I think this was the power cord. I detached that as well. That was the two connections right here. And the gray HDMI wire I have here is just running to the HDMI output on the TV, so I can test this. And this connection here was actually the DMD screen, because you can get those two screens, and the DMD screen is pointless because it doesn't have the scoreboard on there. So the main HDMI is still plugged in, that goes to the Nintendo Switch, so I just swapped this out, plugged it in, turned it on, and it works. You still get sound. Of course, the game's now in silent at the moment, but game is running. Sound was coming from the TV and my speakers on the pinball machine. So sound all works, everything works great. No problems, there's no flickering, the screen is all good. Like I said, INTEC wasn't quite sure, because I figured how they programmed this PCB, I figured something would have to be plugged into this for it to run, but everything turns on and it works just fine. So that means I need to order a glass field now to get the glass to fit my pinball. I'm going to jump on that this week. I'm going to remove this 24-inch, get it out of here. I'm excited to get this in. Been wanting to get the bigger screen. Man, it's such a difference just laying in that one and seeing the size difference from this 24-inch. I can't wait for anybody that's still stuck with the 24-inch. Now, the one problem with the INTEC, though, you might be asking, is what about this control panel? Because it does sit here with the 24-inch. Now, technically, you can still play the pinball without using this control panel. I mean, it can even just set inside here. But it was pretty handy having it, scrolling through the menu. We can use the switch remotes, of course, too. It's not a big deal. And this can be put away. But I forgot how it works. I can't remember if we still have to press these buttons to turn on the machine to get it synced. I don't remember. But I remember seeing a video from P-Dubs how he got it all running, and he just says you can set it inside and it can stay inside the cabinet. You don't even need to use it. I'll have to look at the booklet on that. I just can't remember. But I would still like to have this option with this control panel. So in order to get the 32-inch rod and still have this running, I am just going to drill a hole somewhere around here and run the ribbon cable that's connected to this to that PCB. I'm going to run it down the hole. And actually, I don't care, but I don't want to unplug this now, but this board will fit. So upside down like this. I'll put the plastic cover back. I had to remove the cover here because I have something with, I think my buttons here were blocking it. So I had to remove the cover because I got leaf switches here for my pinball buttons. But I'll put the plastic cover back on so everything's enclosed. Then it will get mounted upside down, still the same orientation if it was right up with the joystick on the left. But I will then put it underneath here. I'll get way under here. I am gonna simply, sorry for the darkness, but right here, it's gonna, sorry for the light. So right on here, there's a little ledge here where the legs are, and there's actually a hole in here. There's two holes on these, where I can basically put a screw in there if I want, but I don't even think I need to bother. I just can just lay it right on this ledge. You see my finger sits on there, so the front of the board can sit there. I'm gonna get two little pegs on the other side so they can sit there. It'll just place right on here and be flush to the board here and flush with this. So I can get it working and I can still run it, and it's not too low so that when I start up the machine, I can simply just bend down like this, press the 2 sync buttons, turn it on. If I want to scroll through the menu, I can still use the joystick underneath here, click left or right. I can still press the buttons if I want to use it, if I'm not using the buttons up here, or if I just use the switch remote. Either way, it's convenient both ways. But then the other thing with this control panel, yes, we can use the joystick to shake the table, to bump it and all that, left, up, down, left, right. So I would lose that function, but I'm gonna get crafty, and I'm thinking with this being upside down and the joystick sticking down, I'm gonna get like I think like a PCV pipe or something that I can just slot in the joystick, maybe like a snug fit, so that it'll be hanging here. Have a tube down just enough. I'll paint it black or something, I don't know. And then when I'm playing, I can just kick it with my feet if I want to shake the table. You know, left, right, push it forward, grab it back or something. I don't know, figure out. Maybe I'll do the right side if I want to flip the control board the other way. Figure out what I might feel more comfortable with, what foot I want to use. But if I'm sitting in the stool, I can easily just tap it. And then I won't have to lift my hand off, you know, to hit. I'm playing, oh, I gotta shake the table and I gotta move it. I won't have to bother that. I can always keep my hands on the table. So I think that'll work out pretty good. Like I said, I'll get crafty, but there's space under here for it to, and it will be hidden, so you can still have the nice look at the cabinet. So I'm looking forward to this mod. I'm happy that this works. But that's my idea I have here. And then, like I said, one day, maybe a PC mod. There's a lot involved with that. A lot of parts. That's all new to me. Getting the PC around, I like to get the 4K screen, all that, have it look as realistic as possible. I also do have the back glass, the monitor I bought for this. Another project for down the road. And now in this video, I realized when I do my cosmetic mods, I have not shown off this pinball machine. So I think once I get the monitor in, I will do a showcase of all the cosmetic mods I've done on this machine. You might see some different things on it now as you're looking at this video, especially the scoreboard area here and the light up buttons, things of that nature. So yeah, so again, for any INTEC Arcade1up pinball machines, if you want to upgrade your monitor to a 32-inch, it is now possible, or it's always been possible. So just to review on what I did, like I said, you can unplug the main video connector. I assume that's the power, I guess, the orange, black, and all this yellow. Take that out and just unplug the DMD HDMI cord that runs to the DMD screen up here. Just unplug that because that doesn't even get used, so that'll stay off, and we can save that for a PC mod and not wear out that screen. Get yourself a good HDMI cable. Find whatever screen you want to get, decase it, plug it in, take out the old 24-inch, and good to go. Get crafty with the control panel if you want to use it or not. Again, I'll look into see if I do need to have this out, because then I won't even bother doing all that, but it would be nice to have the move the tables left to right, shaking the table at playing. So I probably will go through with that mod down here. It doesn't seem too hard, just to drill a quick hole. But yeah, so this is exciting. So this will be, I'll be working on this soon. I gotta order the glass and case that 32-inch, which I'm not looking forward to. I've heard some people sometimes crack the screens. I don't like that idea because they said they gotta loosen the screws a little bit for here and kind of squeeze it in. I'm like, can I just find a monitor? It just sits in nice. There's gotta be one. And this ViewSonic still might be possible. I gotta test the screen and see how it looks. But I don't know, because I found out, and I lost a damn screw. Supposed to be 5 screws. One dropped. I have no idea where it is. I heard it. I can't believe it dropped. So I don't know. I'm either going to return it, but I'll test it, I guess. But I'm still unsure about how it is back here, this big chunk. I don't think it'll lay down enough in the cabinet. It'll be too close to the glass, and that LG one will fit flatter because when you decase it, the whole casing is flat like this, much nicer, so it'll lay down much deeper and give that nice effect like a real pinball table. But that's all I have for now. So in the future, I'll be doing once I get this all completed, I'll put out another video and do my showcase of what I've done to this cabinet, all my cosmetic mods, and show off the 32-inch screen. Thank you again so much for watching. If you have any questions for me, don't hesitate to write them down. And once I get everything in the video, I'll put links into everything I've done or what I bought for this machine for the mods. Again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good one, guys.